a bar on just in my head when we was rapping that episode, and I never got to get it off.
What?
But I don't even know how to get it off no more. It's just a one line. I don't have a rhyme to it or nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, yo, I have it in my notes. Like, yo, it's Fruity it's Fruity Loops. That's why I got the banana clip on me. And it could have been something gangster, but I just wanted to share that.
You thought about that?
Yeah,
you thought that was hard?
Yeah, for sure.
That's fire.
Because I get my apple jacked when I.
That sounded very crazy.
But that's not a pause.
Yeah,
It's
right.
a pause.
I think about it like that. Like, whoa.
Because if I take your Mac, you get your apple jacked.
That still sounds crazy.
stole that.
But it's a double entendre.
You stole that. You stole that from somewhere.
Possibly. I watch a lot of battle rap.
You stole that.
Possibly. I watched a lot of
that
battle
was
rap.
hard. I'm not gonna lie. That was hard.
That was questionable.
Take your Mac, you get your apple
Get your apple jack. That was
That's
kind
of crazy.
First of all, it's
Cereal
too much.
milk.
It's too early in this episode to be this
Egregious.
This egregious and hood. I'm sorry. I apologize.
I love it.
I'm just gonna introduce the podcast because I feel like this. You put a little dirt on the top of it, so I'm just gonna keep it going.
A little grime.
This is the My Audio Nerds podcast, the podcast for audio nerds like yourself. My name is Devvon Terrell. Please make sure you comment, like, and subscribe. It helps us so much. Also, make sure you comment and leave us a review on Apple Podcasts as well as Spotify Podcasts. And basically, that person is going to win a free HMD Rosetta EQ. My name is Devvon Terrell. I am Pro Tools
Gangly
peddler. I'm a Pro Tools peddler.
Except for the days that he works in FL.
Cat, I will not open that door. I need to delete it.
Yo, not happening again.
And FL has the nerve to be 185
There's a money back
gigs.
guarantee. Go get that.
You lying. There's no money back guarantee on FL Studio.
It should be, yeah.
It should be?
It should be.
There should be.
Can I say something? When I opened the FL Studio, when I opened the website, and it was like lifetime updates, I was like, man, if y'all move with this, I don't care.
Oh, man.
To the left of me.
It's the FL Goblin.
Goblin.
Come on, we in the building.
We got to drop this on
LG.
Halloween now. Okay.
Yeah, come on, whole episode.
Okay, there we go. Next to my right.
I got no more nicknames. I think I'm.
You ain't got no more. You got a hive to keep up with. You can't do that. They will get on you, bro.
No, they'll give me some ideas. I trust
the
them.
The Ableton?
See, now they're
Ableton? You ain't even Ableton. That was a hard bar.
That was crazy.
He ate you. My son ate
Nah,
you.
it was the wig bit one for me.
The wig bit? Yeah, the bit wig. Shout out
people like that.
Shout out to the people that really love Bitwig that we found out. It's like, I don't know.
Facts. There's a lot of y'all out there. There's a lot of y'all.
Have y'all noticed
What's up?
people in the comments shouting out Reaper?
Yeah. They kind of, I feel like they had a union meeting, and it was like, all right, these guys.
We got to go for them.
These guys.
And I noticed.
There's no one else. These guys.
And I noticed.
Studio One quieted down.
Studio One quieted down. Yo, what's up with y'all? Y'all losing that spark.
You see,
y'all losing that spark.
Losing that spark. They just going on to better and bigger things. It was Black Friday. A lot of DAWs was on sale. I'm sure a couple people got converted. Like, y'all not alone no more.
I'm on my way to try Ableton. I'm not gonna lie. The fact that I am able to get Cable Guy's plugins though in Pro Tools kind of changes things for me though.
AU support?
Yeah, that's what the AU VST3.
Mm-hmm. I actually have to tell you that was a problem at first when we first started making the templates because I was only using AUs.
Yo, that was, and I told you to switch over to VST3 because I was like, yo, because now when someone opens a template in Windows, it was a problem. So we learned the hard way, but it's fixed. It's off. You can go download some templates and stuff like that.
And I realized why I would never try to get Pro Tools. Hear me out.
You need to get it.
Hear me out. No,
you need to
get it. I don't
it.
need to do anything.
Yes, you do.
So who are you talking to?
Yes, you
I don't need to do anything.
That sounded crazy.
It did. You need to get Pro Tools.
I don't.
Because I know your trajectory of who you're trying to be.
I just got a new computer. And transferring to this new computer was a lot of a headache. I'm still not even fully moved in. I hated it. I hate FL. I hate the process of moving between
computers.
One
question for you. I'll let you continue. Did you use Time Machine backup?
Yes, of course.
Okay, cool. I'm just making sure. You're a serial killer if you don't do that.
Yeah, sure. But I hate... So, knowing that I still have a lot of compatibility issues on Taurus. Oh, I want to talk about y'all. But I'm
you better be... All right.
I'll be careful. No.
Friends.
I almost DM'd him. I almost DM'd him.
Shout out my guys
so
and
I'm
girls
thinking, imagine me having to do the same exact thing just to get all the AEX versions. Because at one point, I only used to download VSTs.
Right.
But now I download all versions.
Yes.
To my computer. But and FL, because FL now combines the versions.
Right.
So I didn't have to worry about it. But I don't want to have to go back to some of them plugins and get re-download the AEX.
Okay, I get you.
It's a headache.
You know what? And I'll let you continue. One thing I always tell people: hey guys, hey girls, download all the formats on your computer. It may be a megabyte.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I hate when people go, I'm going to check this, I don't need this. Just download it because you never know, bro. Like, just download all the formats. I'm sorry. That's just a rule of thumb for me. It's just like, just download all the formats to your computer. If you see AAX, VST3, all of that, let it go. Just download it. It's like a mess.
VST2.
That's my camera, right? Put the camera on me, please. On Taurus, we got to talk. So, in the process of moving this, a lot of my plugins were obviously it was a headache to get up and running.
Okay.
Now, I noticed that a lot of my sessions would open, but a lot of my recording sessions were not opening. So I was like, that's odd.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. I tested most of my plugins in a new session, like I was just drag and drop them, and all of them seemed to work, including my auto-tune of choice, auto-tune Artist.
Oh.
I use Artist, right?
Huh?
But then I was in a session. I opened up my recording template, and it crashed the same way a lot of my older sessions was crashing. Now I'm tight. So I go home. I'm like, all right, is it because I have a new version of this specific Mac OS?
Okay.
So what I did was I literally restarted everything in the sense of I cleared my computer.
Right.
I backloaded to the version that I had on my old Mac so that everything matched.
Okay.
And I transferred everything over again.
Okay.
I lost a couple sessions. I didn't care though.
Okay.
It still was crashing.
Can I tell you what? I can tell you how to fix it.
No, I already fixed it.
Okay.
It still was crashing. So I reinstalled all of the plugins.
Okay.
Still was crashing.
Okay.
All of the plugins were working.
Right.
But
when it came to your Taurus plugin,
no. So all of the plugins were working in a new session, but I guess me trying to open the older sessions wasn't working.
Okay.
So my template wasn't working.
Okay.
So thought it was FL.
Right.
So I went to FL20 instead of 21.
Right.
Still was crashing.
Okay.
So I said, all right, we're going to do this. We're going to delete them in alphabetical order.
Okay.
I deleted not auto-tune anything else but auto-tune Artist.
Okay.
I tried backloading auto-tune, which it was hard as hell to find the old version of the old download file of auto-tune because they just recently updated uploaded it.
Right.
But thank God my downloads folder is so nasty
and
it
disgusting.
Still has the zip file
Animal.
from the old time, so I reinstalled that. It didn't work. So I deleted only auto-tune Artist and everything worked. I don't know why. I didn't care why. I didn't try to reinstall it.
Okay.
So I changed my template. I use Auto-Tune EFX, but now I'm having another issue.
What?
I changed all of my auto-tunes to EFX, and all of them are in low latency mode.
Right.
But for some reason, when I open up a new template and to record, there's latency, and I have to go uncheck and recheck the low latency mode. But not just for one track, for every auto-tune track.
Okay, so you get a very interesting error. So I'm aware of. I was experiencing something like that, and what I had to do was I had to download a previous version of Taurus of the unlimited bundle.
Which I did.
And I had to download a previous bundle, which I feel like maybe now I can download the new version because I feel like they fixed it and updated it. But I was aware of there was like I was having an issue, and I was like, so I just went back to an old version of it.
It was embarrassing. I was in the session with somebody very major.
Oh, so you wildin'. So what I
said, yo, open up this session. I want to hear this. Like, I want this song.
Right.
And it hurt. It hurt because I was like, and I just said, yo, I moved computers. It's on my old drive, but
you played a dangerous game.
It hurt.
So listening to Levin's sad sob story, LJ sob story, and I'm gonna come to you. I got you.
I was about to say I wanted to try.
This is what I will always say to anyone that is switching
Don't
computers.
upgrade to M1 unless you have to.
Yeah, okay. I'm not mad at you for that. But what I will say is don't use your computer, don't work, don't record, don't do anything until you get everything up to speed. When I went and was transferring my files and moving my computer, I didn't do one piece of music until every plugin and everything was in order and correct and back to normal.
But that's the thing. Everything was working. Auto-Tune Artist was working if I drag and dropped it to a new session.
Right.
But it tried to reopen the old ones. I didn't try to reopen the old session, so it hurt.
You fixed it. You fixed it though, right?
I said it, I did.
By downloading?
No, I just use Auto-Tune EFX now, but now the latency issue is killing me. So I got to figure it out. Auto-Tune, holla at me. But shout out to nobody. Don't get this. And on top of that, can I tell y'all something? I thought I was going to get this new computer, and it was going to be smooth. I was upgrading from a 2000.
He has an M1 Mac
I have
Pro.
an M1 Mac, 64 gigs of RAM, 4 terabytes of SSD. It was expensive.
Yes.
It was worth it. I thought it was worth it because I was watching the videos. Somebody put 257 Omnispheres and it was running smooth. I was like, oh yeah, this is going to be hard.
Yeah. Right.
I opened one of my hardest sessions in Rosetta mode because not all of my plugins
are native.
Intel
right.
Yeah, and I'm not going to lie, like I don't have one specific cracked plugin that it's just doesn't have an M1 version yet. So shout out to that cracked plugin that I refused to buy.
Okay.
And it cracked. It was
messing up. You had the.
I was like, why would y'all lie to me like that? Though?
So one thing we was talking about, and Courtney, I'm gonna slide to you. Is I think, and please, can I get a nerd in the comments to kind of give us an idea of how audio processing works with DSP and latency and things like that nature? Because the way my brain perceives it is when I open up the system usage window in my Pro Tools, I see my cores, right? Like, let's say I have 16 cores or 8 cores. What I'll notice is a lot of the one core in particular, let's say core 4, will be piled up into that one spot. And I'm like, why don't you spread the work out? Like, what are you doing? Why are you piling up on 4 and then causing me to have those glitches in my system where it stops, where it's a CPU overload?
And this is in your regular CPU, or this is in your M1?
This is my M1 stuff.
Wow.
Like even in M1, no, excuse me, my M1 is great. Like I have no issues with it as far as like power. Like it's way more powerful, but it's still based off of cores, and I still notice that.
Sure.
And if someone explained to me or someone brought it to me, could be very wrong, please correct me, please explain to me in the comments, we'll learn together, where basically, let's say for instance, the first 8 tracks of my session, right, is all going to one core. I have no choice. It's not like I say, well, make sure track 4 goes to core 1 and track 3 goes to core 2.
Yeah,
or my stereo master bus.
You can't delegate any of these things to different cores.
I can't. So it piles up. Maybe if track 1 to 8 is like I belong to core 4, I'm screwed if core 4 is loaded out, but all the other stuff in my tracks are freed up. So sometimes core 4 will be smashing, but everything else I'm like, yo, it's not even using 8 or 7 or 1 or 2.
I feel like we have a terrible issue with efficiency.
Okay.
For some reason.
Processing.
In the audio world.
Yeah.
And I can't do nothing to fix it.
Please let us know in the comments, like, as far as how that really works, because I only can speculate. I think as audio engineers, we all have an idea as far as, obviously like the basics of computers and stuff like that. But I do want to get more clarity on that because that's something that I always go, well, why does that make sense? I think about threads and all that other stuff, not to get super nerdy. Yeah, strings and stuff like that. But I do want to understand it a bit more because we brought up the GPUs
a while ago,
being able to be used with plugins. And I thought that was very interesting. Go ahead. What you was gonna say? Mac DSP. I got something to say about Mac DSP.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say in relevance to what LJ was talking about. Definitely, I've noticed that. And a couple of my friends and I've had my own issues with just certain things. I noticed just something to be aware of on Taurus. Y'all do have kind of like transferable problems. Like when people have to like either switch from one system to the next or upgrade or just like if they already had the system or the bundle or a plugin installed one place and they have to now migrate that to somewhere else.
It gets tough.
Something's wrong. Something just fucks up.
Okay.
And it doesn't seem to ever be one specific auto-tune plugin. It's like it's just a roll of the dice of which one's gonna fuck up.
Why does it sound like a Taurus therapy session?
We're trying to help you. We're trying to help you.
You're being honest, and obviously we love Taurus.
Come on,
but
y'all not going nowhere.
At the same time,
come on,
you just being honest about your experience.
We just want to know. We just want to know like, what's going on.
But we do. But like I said, let us know in the comments. Shout out to Taurus. Please let us know in the comments.
One question I do want to ask, actually, real quick. I want y'all to comment this on any post. If we clip this, we clip it.
Right.
What do y'all find yourselves using? I see a lot of my YouTube producers and producers and creators of the sort using AutoTune Pro 10 or AutoTune Pro X now.
Shout out to Evo.
I need to figure it out.
A lot of people still love Evo.
Yeah.
Why you say shout out to Evo?
If you
still use Evo.
Like I said it on
There's a lot of people that still use Evo.
Still use Evo?
Because they cracked it.
Yeah.
And
they're
the
snitching
sound
on
of
themselves.
Evo, yes, and the sound of Evo, I don't know if it's different or something, but it sounds T-Painter.
It is.
It
sounds T-Painter, right?
That
sounds more. It sounds like ghetto auto-tune.
Shout out to all the live engineers that use the auto-tune. You know what? Can I say this?
I know what you're going to say, and he snitched on himself. Oh, my God.
I think if we find this guy, help me, Devvon, we'll leave that out.
I don't want nothing to do with him.
But he said running a live show from a cracked auto-tune, a Windows computer, and a Focusrite. And I would like y'all artists to know what is going on behind the scenes. You may not care, but I feel like that's something that we should have brought to attention. And he said something like, "Don't ever let anyone tell you can't do it." We didn't say you couldn't do it. We said you had to pay to do it.
You just got to do it the right way,
do the right thing.
So do the right thing.
Okay,
just do the right thing. Yeah.
So one thing that I really, really wanted to bring up, and the reason why I wanted to bring it up ASAP is because you're itching. What happened?
I think that's our one got to go today.
What? I really want to. Can we come back to you? Can we come? Can we auto-tuning it out?
That's a good, that we're here already.
I know.
That's a good topic.
Which is your
okay,
auto-tune choice? So Auto-Tune Pro X, Auto-Tune Pro, Auto-Tune Artist, and Auto-Tune EFX. Root for your
you know me. I'm a whore for one of them.
So
a whore, dirty whore.
Argue for yours. Yeah.
I will auto-tune EFX, and they get mad at me.
Yeah.
I understand why.
I love Auto-Tune EFX so much. It is my baby. I love it. My new setting is 2020. 20 retune, 20
humanize.
From you.
Yeah.
Because Justin Bieber.
Justin Bieber uses a 20 on the humanize, 20 on the retune, and 20 on the
flex. Yeah.
Flex.
I went into my Auto-Tune EFX and so my settings is I use low mail as the input. Yeah, for some reason, low mail just sounds the best to me. Huh? I'm not a low mail, but it sounds the best to me. Like, it sounds really nice. I use 20 on the retune speed, and then I use 20 on the humanized side, and then I change the style to legato. That's my settings.
We've been in a session where we found this out.
What?
You ever know, like, a singer that you like, yo, this singer can sing, and you see their auto-tune setting?
Yeah.
You remember who? But we saw, like, a 14 on him. I was like...
And people don't think because you got a harder retune speed that you're a worse off singer. I heard Chris Brown is like at a 14 with his and I could be wrong.
I don't like, and I saw his engineer do that. Shout out to Tizio, but there was because there's a specific record I always think of by Chris Brown. I'm trying to think. I think it's called On Me. It's on the Heartbreak album, and his retune doesn't need to be this high. Same way, it's a lot of
that's
records
a preference though.
I understand.
Like, no, but you can hear the robotiness.
I hear you.
It's so jarring.
That has nothing to do with Tizio. Tizio is extremely capable, amazing. That was Chris. Probably said, "Hey, that's what I wanted."
That being said, I figured out. Remember that.
Shout out to Tizio. He actually checks in with us. He likes.
Remember that topic.
He watches our content.
I'm sorry, T. I mean, granted, Charlie Puth's been blowing your secrets out the water for years.
Charlie been blowing whose secrets?
Tizio's secret. Remember that? Remember how I told you I found that tutorial and he was like, "Oh yeah, I print auto-tune onto Chris's vocals." I figured out how he does it.
You seen the video?
It's no. It's in Auto-Tune Pro.
Oh.
Remember how Charlie Puth does those shorts? How he treats Pro like Melodyne?
Yes.
You know how you have to do it?
How?
In the graph mode, after you do your takes, whatever, via the Auto-Tune algorithm, you have to print the vocal into the graph mode in Auto-Tune.
Okay.
And once you do it, it play like the audio you're hearing on the track is only coming from the Auto-Tune.
Can I tell you what that reminds me of? It reminds me of Waves Tune.
Yeah.
Because Waves Tune lets you. So basically, what you do is
original Wave Tune.
It acts as you put it on the track, and then it's like listening, and then it listens, and then boom, and then you can move it.
You could do that with UAD. If you own a UAD, hardware piece, you have the console.
You don't need that anymore. You don't need hardware anymore.
I'm not talking about UAD plugins.
Okay,
who
sassy
on this
boy.
panel uses UAD plugins?
None of.
Oh, we're gonna talk to you later.
Wait. Yo, that's like finding out your girl kind of cheating on you a little. It was like,
he's like, whoa.
Yeah.
So you playing for the other team?
Are you sleeping with UAD?
The UAD console. The UAD console, you could put the auto-tune on that. So.
And it'll print into the GAW.
Yes.
Right, I'm aware.
Yes, for that reason, I like Pro, though. I like Auto-Tune Pro X. It's fire.
Okay, I'm going to download it because we have the unlimited bundle.
And you could do, like, everything. Like, between, you could select with the mouse cursor, you could just select the blocks of notes, raise them up, lower them, et cetera, et cetera. You have graph selectors where you can, like, you know how, like, you do, like, trails? Like, you either try to trail up or you're like, oh.
Yeah.
They have a tool for you to graph this note right here
and pick it,
and now right here and land right here. Yes.
Can I tell you what broke my heart?
What?
The fact that Auto-Tune Pro X, they have an ARA version and it's only for Studio One. It's for Studio One. It's integrated into Studio One.
I don't like
That's
this.
crazy.
I don't like this integration, teaming up stuff.
Why?
Y'all leaving FL out. So when FL starts to,
it's fucking amazing.
When FL Studio comes with Waves plugins free. Y'all gonna be hurt.
I'm telling you now. I am not.
That's really the feature. That's really the feature.
I am nowhere near the front offices of Waves, which is in Israel. Let me tell you today, brother, it's not gonna happen. All right, you're not getting Waves plugins.
It's not gonna happen.
Native.
But we need to find a team.
Not
We need
today.
to team up with somebody because I don't like all that teaming up y'all doing. You know what it's like? It's like when labels started teaming up.
It is.
You know what I mean? And
Low
I don't
key.
like that because we behind.
I feel like y'all teamed up with
It
someone
is.
though. Y'all didn't team up with no one. Y'all have no plugin company y'all teamed up with.
Novation. I feel like hardware stuff, yeah, more or less.
But
team up with.
even like everybody gets the hardware stuff.
That's true.
I'm talking about what does FL, but we got lifetime free updates,
And
we're never gonna pay again, so they're not enticed to. Like they already got the $4.99.
Who makes Gross Beat?
That's FL.
Image Line makes the plugins.
Wait, Gross Beat is an FL plugin?
Is an Image Line exclusive plugin.
Oh my God.
I know,
That's
isn't that
why
something?
nobody working with y'all, because y'all working for
Look at that.
yourselves. I'm still not going to use y'all, but I hated my experience using FL. I'm so sorry.
Wave said, "How are we supposed to compete with people that make the sound goodizer?"
That was the first guard part.
That's not fair. That was the first guard.
Keep it there.
Okay,
Okay.
yo, shout out to y'all for the Lord's
Keep it a
Winter
stack.
Facts.
What's the topic that you said you
So
wanted
there was a
to
topic,
get into?
obviously, that I did want to get into,
down.
and it was something that I actually wanted to shed light to this, and this is what inspired me. I want to ask you guys the question of, is outboard gear dying? Now, let me give you a little bit of a tidbit,
Background,
a little
yeah.
bit tidbit. What made me think about this was I was watching a video on Produce Like a Pro. Shout out to Warren Hort. I forgot. I don't know how to say his last name, but shout out to Warren. You know Warren. And he had the owner of McDSP on. It was an episode. You know he does
McDSP.
McDSP. I don't know what I forgot the owner's name.
McDSP.
McDSP. Oh wait, you don't know what McDSP is?
Sound like a McDonald's.
Yeah,
No,
it's
don't disrespect McDSP.
No, but like
Legendary.
how it's
I ain't gonna
spelled,
let you
yeah.
even
Is that
get that
a
off.
person or
It's a company.
It's a
McDSP.
McDSP. It's called McDSP.
So it's like
McDSP.
McDonald's.
Yeah, like McDonald's. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
You're not getting this off. They're an
I'm
amazing
just saying,
company.
I'm just saying. So I'm
Said
trying to
do
think-
not fry them.
Do not
Facts.
fry them.
Do not. Yeah.
And the DSP stands
just
for
DSP.
digital signal.
I believe so.
Don't know what the mix is.
Okay.
It could
Don't know
be.
what the mix is.
It could be.
He's
you know
gonna
what I
do
mean?
it.
You've seen a lot of legendary engineers use that
Yo.
green EQ plugin of
Yes.
theirs. It's green.
Yeah.
You ever see that CD green? Whatever. McDSP. And I seen him give us the most revolutionary product I have ever seen in our community, and no one talked about it. This interview was from years ago, and I couldn't believe what the product was, and it took me. The product is to me is so groundbreaking that it was confusing to me for the first 10 minutes. I didn't understand what the hell it was. Long story short, McDSP, and I could be very wrong, correct me, whatever, but I'm just gonna try and explain it and butcher
Spread
it the best way. I'm
misinformation.
not.
Spread that misinformation.
What if I told you, right? People want outboard gear. You want that compressor.
Of course.
You want that EQ out there. You want all this
Obviously.
stuff.
Yes.
What if I told you McDSP developed, let me back up a little bit more. Why we love plugins? For recalling. We love that we can just open our session and recalls, all my settings are there.
Oh my gosh, you're late.
Hold on.
know
Let me
what
get
you're
it off.
saying.
Let me get it off.
Oh my gosh,
Hold
you're
on.
late.
Because no one's talking about it. It's fine. If I'm late, cool. No one's talking about it.
It's okay.
We love plugins, and the reason why we love plugins so much is because we can recall, and
settings.
it's easy. I can go anywhere in the world, and I can bring it up. We love outboard gear because it's analog. It sounds wonderful. It's organic. It's in a sense of just the nuances of it and all of those bells and whistles as far as why we love analog.
Right.
McDSP created a box, a single box, right?
This is hardware.
Hardware box that has software plugins
Okay.
also, where there's a compressor, an analog compressor in this box. There's another opto compressor in this box. There is this other saturation in this box. There's a bunch of different actual analog gear as far as op amps and stuff like that built into this box.
Circuitry into the
Circuitry,
box.
real analog stuff that's connected to actual software plugins
Plugins.
that control
The hardware.
the hardware inside this box. So I'm be able to recall in real time hardware analog gear with plugins. I could not believe.
From a concept standpoint, it's like this is
Genius.
wild.
So yo, I'm back. The dynamic of us two right now, because I see how excited you are, and I'm like,
and I know for you, yeah, because you don't care for outboard
Yeah,
gear
it's not that
as
I don't
much
like
as,
it, but-
as me.
yeah.
But for me to be able to have four different compressors and all of these other type of analog gear in this one box, and I can recall it, that is literally solving the problem that we have as far as the hybrid system.
From what you saw, is any of it tube based?
I think so. I think
if it's two bass, then I'll buy.
Because he had a bunch of different compressors. Like, it was a bunch of different styles of compressors that were based off of the
I imagine, like,
stuff.
they're not going to have something like the 2A exist and not do something two bass.
Basically, right?
Yeah.
Like, I thought that was so groundbreaking. At the time of that video, he said they haven't figured out how to record live with it, like recording, like latency-wise.
Of course.
It's hard.
Yeah, this
That's
is a lot.
tough.
This is a lot.
But mixing-wise, you can mix with it.
But that's only half the game in a sense of just outboard gear. It's not just because we don't want to recall. It's also a pricing thing too. So
of course.
Once again, it's like, and I'm gonna answer. This is my answer to your question.
Okay.
Outboard. I'm not gonna use the word dies because that's harsh.
Okay.
But outboard gear fizzles the same way Pro Tools fizzles.
What are you talking about right now?
And listen.
I'm hearing
you. See
you.
how people from Pro Tools they're quick to speak, but speak.
Because when y'all pull out the gun on Pro Tools, I'll be looking at y'all like it's not. Where you think we going? Go ahead.
We fizzle the same way in the sense of just the next generation. As long as tech keeps, I guess, evolving, and I'm not saying Pro Tools not evolving, but I mean, there's nothing enticing us to go to Pro Tools the same way there's nothing enticing me to cop the LA2A.
Okay.
No matter how much I can afford it or
Understood.
not.
Understood. Here's my thing. When we look at Pro Tools, right, and you say to me, well, the next generation doesn't care, I say that's so wrong. And let me tell you why you're completely wrong. Because you're forgetting that people don't go to Pro Tools for production, right? Let's be honest. We don't go in Pro Tools for producing. Not at all. We don't. These engineers, these young engineers, are mix engineers, mastering engineers, recording engineers. We're using Pro Tools, bro.
I didn't say people don't care about Pro Tools.
But you said as far as we fizzling out in the next generation.
But yes, fizzle doesn't mean die though, because Outboard is not gonna die. I don't think Outboard or certain things just don't die. I feel like Outboard gear is one of those.
Okay.
Pro Tools is obviously one of those as well.
Yeah, I don't think it died. I think it's a part of it.
In the sense of it's all a market share game. You know what I mean? I don't think Pro Tools, it may still be the standard, but it's not the first choice. Like when we get into this room alone, you might be the only person that uses Pro Tools like as their main DAW.
Sure.
We might all be knowledgeable in Pro Tools, but my go-to is FL or Ableton or whatever. So when I mean fizzle out, I mean like we might be knowledgeable in outboard gear, but this CLA 2A is going to stay in my
I hear you. Here's my thing. The commonality between every single person in this room. I don't care what DAW you're using, but the one we all know how to use.
That's my point.
But I'm just saying, as far as talking in the sense of Pro Tools and its future, I'm not saying the future is bright.
But you said you said it yourself in, if not this episode, the last episode.
What?
Where it was, this is Pro Tools' problem, where you had the whole thing.
Absolutely.
And that's the same thing with outboard gear, but outboard gear is not a person or something that can fix the problem.
I get that.
It's just a product or it's a line of things that it's just gonna go as things do. The headphone jack goes.
I understand.
Lightning, you know what I mean?
For me, I don't know about outboard gear disappearing. I will say there is a huge decrease, right? In the people feeling like they need, obviously, outboard gear. And the reason why is because plugins have just been busting that ass. I'm not gonna lie. Plugins have been just been getting better. Yeah. For me personally, as an engineer, I still have a soft spot, or I still have a desire for analog gear for what I get out of my chain. There's plenty of times we've been at my crib and I'll be like, bro, I'm just gonna run your song through my shit. Yeah. And I turn that shit on, you like, what the fuck?
And it goes crazy.
And we can't even begin to figure out or think to ourselves, I could do that in a plugin. Yeah. There's something about it that I just love and enjoy on my sound, like that color. I like coloring my sound.
But the lack of exposure to that experience is literally the downfall of it. Because
I'm about to say that
to the person listening to this podcast that didn't feel that, it's like, okay, so you know what I mean.
But the issue with that is the fact that back in the day, most people couldn't record music so easy.
Yeah, that's also true.
So most of the people that was recording music back in the day had access. We're doing it with analog gear. Yeah. So that's why they were exposed to that off rip. But us, or our generation, is not really exposed to it so much because it's so much easier. I just have an audio
so much more
interface, a
accessible,
mic, and I'm done here. Like, I don't need, most people are not going to have a LA2A in their crib. You know what I mean? Like, I know that for sure.
Yeah, and the ease of access also creates an ease of not needing, in a sense of, if I can't get this, I'm going to figure out another way.
Sure.
That's what I'm saying.
But plugins has created, honestly, plugins has bridged that gap.
Same with, and I hate it too, like the same way you have a soft spot for the Outboard gear, I have a soft spot for like pianos and synthesizers
Hardware,
and
synths,
stuff
like that. Which I think you're crazy.
I know.
With some of them. Not analog, like actual analog synths.
And digital.
No, for sure. Those are here to stay. Like
what?
analog
With all due
synths.
respect, the day I buy that Triton and the day I get Chad Hugo to sign it, I'm going to throw it at you.
Yo, you're so foolish to get that. Don't get the
Triton. I don't
Don't
care.
get the hardware, bro. That's the one Outboard gear piece where I'm like, yo, bro, don't buy that, bro. I literally have it right here in my
I'm gonna play
set.
that? You think if I get Chad Hugo to sign it, I'm going to play it?
So you're just gonna frame it?
He's gonna have it to hold,
Okay,
I'll put it on my wall, on top of my fridge.
He wants keyboard porn. Okay, great. I'm happy for you. Put it on your
top
wall.
of that, but once again, it's that soft spot of it's a feeling too,
right?
Because the software Triton, there are things that the hardware Triton can't give
that
you.
is to be desired.
The same reason Nord doesn't have a VST of their pianos, but I've used those and it sounds
they need to bust that down
for sure.
Regardless, I just feel like even if they were to do it, there's something missing. That's why Rhodes hasn't put out a VST until just like this year.
What's the plugin called?
Rhodes.
Straight up
The
Rhodes?
Rhodes company released the Rhodes 8 plugin, and the Rhodes have been around for
a bajillion years. First of all, every plugin has a Rhodes
emulation.
There was always something missing though.
Okay.
And even in real life, I will always pick the real Rhodes over, or if I have the budget, if I'm working with a label and I do a reference on my Novation into a Rhodes preset in Keyscape. If I have the ability to go re-record it live,
you will go with the Rhodes in itself
because there's a feeling in that. And
okay,
it's the same way. Have you ever seen those videos? And they've been going viral now. But the guy's showing how they created Thriller, the song Thriller.
Okay,
where they had the drum machine and they modded it to take pieces of another machine.
Oh, I think I've seen that. Okay,
and it's like certain, and of course we could do it now because I have the sampler and the one shots and all of that, but feelings there, you know what I mean?
Okay,
and I'm the feeling guy,
and this is, but
I'm a Cancer.
Here's my thing about the feeling thing. I'm also a feeling guy, and that's why
you're so passionate about it.
I said that's where we.
Yeah, we're not disagreeing. By the way, we're not disagreeing. I'll make that clear because it sounds like we're disagreeing. I am the same way when it comes to the feeling, right? Where maybe to the average person, you hearing the software plugin versus hearing the actual hardware is not. It's too subtle for someone, the average person, just to understand. But for me, right, a lot of people make the argument, for instance, about summing amps and if you need them, right? For me, I hear
the difference.
There's a lot of arguments. People are like, yo, it really truly isn't doing anything. I'm like, cool. I like whatever this box is spitting it back out though. I like it, and I'm keeping it that way. Here's my thing about Outboard gear. Do I see myself buying a lot more Outboard gear and getting really into that kind of stuff in a nerdy instance? I don't think so. There may be only 2 more pieces that's on my list of hardware gear that I'm looking to get, and that's the Shelford EQ, which I think is a Neve. It's the Neve Shelford EQ. I think that's the one. And the other one is the a Pultec. If I get a Pultec and that Shelford, I think I'm done. And maybe a CL1B. Compressor. Maybe just that.
CL1.
CL1B. Sorry. You know what? No. Oh, you think about the mic? No. If I get those 3 pieces, I'm gonna be honest, I'm done. Here is my Outboard gear, and I'm done. That gives me everything I desire in Outboard gear. But my Neve, I just want to name my stuff because people want to hear. I got my Neve Portico Master Bus processor, 2. Amazing piece. I love that piece to death. Literally.
I tried to steal it.
You did try to steal it, which made me piss myself because you held it on your fucking and then I have my Dangerous 2-bus plus.
Converter.
Who Oh my God, that's
Shout out
something
to
there.
the dangerous guys. Shout out to the photographer's son.
Facts. Oh, facts. Yeah, facts. He was like, you guys like it? It was like, yeah. It's your dad? Did your dad make this whole company? Those are my two pieces right now, and I love those. That's my whole mastering chain, and I love those pieces to death. I just got the what is it? Was it Audiotronics? Audioscape.
Audioscape.
2A, and that thing, I'm not gonna lie, it's taking my vocal chain to a whole new level. So for me, feeling, right, where there's a plugging version of the 2A, but that hardware
but
slaps.
That's literally my entire point with it. The way it dies is the lack of access, because you can't feel nostalgia or have yearn for a feeling that you've never experienced.
Okay. So you're
however, though, so this is how I think I personally, like, the only thing I have to say on it to close it out, I think there's actually a good middle ground between the points both of y'all are trying to make. I'm definitely a feelings person too, and especially when it comes to my other passionate medium, film.
Right.
Like, I have to be like very part of being like in film. You have to be very aware of like trends, specifically the trends in like the format in which how things are being absorbed.
Right.
And right now, for the first time in like ever since it was created, movie theaters are not the primary source of how these new releases are coming out.
Isn't that strange?
Is this the first time that a vertical
vertical is like the top
standard?
For sure? Yes,
Wow.
that
16,
that too.
9x16.
9x16. That's never happened.
What do you mean it's a standard?
That now is like
the most
that's like the biggest
consumed?
piece of consumable content right now.
Can I say why that's kind of not fair?
Why? Why do you think
Because
so?
it's cell
Because
phones.
it's also access.
And access. It's right here every day.
There you go. Wait.
Guess what? It scared me because, oh my goodness, can I tell y'all something? And I've been meaning to get this off in a group chat somewhere or something. My 50-plus-year-old Haitian father has a TikTok feed, and he just be scrolling for hours. And
this is real.
My goodness,
TikTok is not a game, bro.
It's finished.
The thing is,
got my mom
addicting.
too.
It's addicting.
Can I
the
say?
thing is, though,
I'm gonna say. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
My last thing I want to say. Let me tell you how much the world has changed, and it threw me off as a young man. I was with my mother for her birthday.
Yeah.
We were at a spot, and it was her friends, and me and my shorty, we chilling. And we chilling, we listen to music. They playing our type of music, like today's day, modern music, hip hop. And I remember the DJ put on the Uzi record.
Oh, we just want to rock. Oh my goodness.
And in my head, I was like, oh yeah, they don't know this. I was like, yeah, I know. My mother got up with her friends and started doing the dance.
You know how to do the dance?
No.
I want to see you do the dance, bro.
But that's what.
Yeah, that's when you realize, like,
I feel like that's a good audio nerd.
I saw
moment.
all the older, but here's the thing:
different world.
all the old people got up.
Yeah,
You ever have to tell your mom, yo, get off your phone?
but you're
all the time.
That too.
I'm
But
like,
you
yo,
see-
get off your phone for real. You acting. I yell at my mother like she's a kid. I'm like, go to bed, Drea.
You know what you have to
I
realize
do that
about
to my
that?
mom. I'm gonna go to bed.
You have to
Damn
what you have to
teenager.
realize about that, especially with our parents and the previous generations, they're more susceptible
To that.
to this type of stuff.
So
It's
and when you
kids
look
and
at
adults.
how they take to it, that creates a very good like guideline on. Damn, that's like 5 years from now, that's gonna be hot. That's gonna be remembered.
Yeah.
So when
Okay.
you look at it through the entertainment medium,
Right.
I think film really kind of like almost imitates music in a very creepy way.
Okay.
I think same with the movie theaters.
Yeah.
Analog gear, it's experiencing its decline right now. However,
Big however, because
like
I'm
with
very big. I'm all
just
for
like with
analog.
everything else in entertainment, we're always gonna go right back to basics at some point.
Got you.
We're gonna come back to that,
Right.
but I think the surface, like analog, has created a culture,
It
and
is.
right now the perspective or the platform of that culture is different from where analog put it.
Y'all don't have y'all Polaroid moment. The same way,
There you go.
I'll tell you this
You
right
know?
now.
Well, it'll always
there
be that
you
way.
go.
Because it's
There
something
you
to be
go.
desired.
There you
I'll tell you
go.
this.
There you go.
and shout out to
Polaroid
her, say,
moment.
She got me on this whole get the old Canon camera and take it everywhere you are. I went to go buy one. The price on those. So I want to say this.
It's very
What?
true. That's yeah.
Why not get a Triton now? And
Oh,
when the prices
gosh.
go up. I got my Triton sitting here, which had Hugo's
Triton
signature.
has been out over 20 years. Enjoy
okay,
that.
and I'm telling
Well,
you,
here's
it's
my
becoming
thing.
more scarce.
I appreciate
Low-key.
At the moment.
to wrap this up. I am a big believer. I'm a big lover of analog gear. Is it possible to mix quote unquote in the box, meaning with no analog gear and have an amazing
Yeah,
record?
absolutely.
Absolutely. That's not what we're saying here, because I know a lot of people a lot of engineers. For instance, Jason Joshua.
He said he's going to the box.
He said, I'm going to the box. He was like, I'm going to the box. And that's it. I see a lot of big engineers strictly going to the box. And there's nothing wrong with that. Do I think that back in the day, as a mix engineer, my goal was I need to buy and stack up on outboard gear? Yes, that was my mentality. Has that changed? Absolutely. And I've limited and said, if I just get these few pieces now, I'll sit and I'll be kind of good. A nice rack of stuff and I'm good. I don't think there's anything wrong with how you think. I do believe, though, that one day when you're looking for something new and you're just wanting to, I think that one day you'll get more involved in the experience of sonic characteristics and stuff. And I think you may find yourself going into that world. Granted, plugins, I mean, give us all kinds of sonic characteristics too. We have fun with it. But I do believe that if you got the chance and to be around it a lot, I think you would have an amazing time.
I was going to say that was the caveat to your side to what Levens was saying, with where I disagree on the lack of experience calls for less of an interest. I think the lack of experience, it creates FOMO.
No,
I think not immediately in this generation, because even look at vinyl. Everyone that was in the vinyl era like literally said, damn, vinyl's on its way out. And the generation that did not even know a thing about vinyl is like, no, vinyl's fire.
Kind of interesting.
Here's the thing, it's only FOMO when it's popular. If
it wouldn't be FOMO if it wasn't popular. It wouldn't exist.
That's what I'm saying. Right. So analog gear isn't a popular thing to have right now, but once in a few years when people start collecting it, like the whole
yes, at that point
and everything, then it's gonna create that whole I need to get a piece
for myself,
save up for a piece
type stuff. For sure.
If anybody got a Fairchild compressor that they would like to donate to me, I appreciate that. It's a $30,000.
The Bearchild.
Version. I knew he was gonna do this. This has been the My Audio Nerds podcast, bro. Real talk, comment, like, and subscribe, bro. Like real talk, like we really appreciate it.
If you want that HMD Rosetta,
also if you want that HMD Rosetta, bro, real talk, just go to Spotify or Apple Podcasts and straight up just leave us a review, bro. Like let us know how you feel. Also put your @name in it so we just know, yo, you won. You got the HMD Rosetta EQ, bro. And that has been the My Audio Nerds podcast, bro. We getting out of here, bro. Real talk, bro. We off of this. Jay, take us out.